Welcome everyone, I'm King Levitation, and thanks for watching the Spore Glitch Showcase. Today, we are going through some of my favorite glitches for Spore Galactic Adventures. Here, we are in our very first adventure in Space Stage, yet we already have Captain equipment on our creature. Not only do we already have Captain parts, we have 16 Captain parts already equipped, exceeding the normal maximum of 10 Captain parts. Pass through this first tutorial adventure, and we get our first 100 Captain points, and we can choose our first piece of Captain gear. And we can return to our spaceship to show this is just the start of a normal space stage. We can enter the Captain Outfitter, and we still only have the energy slash unlocked from the adventure, but our Captain is already decked out with Captain gear. This trick works without any mods or a cheat engine to get any custom Captain with as many Captain parts as we want to start space stage, or into any choose your own Captain quick play adventures. For this to work, in the main menu, go into the Captain editor, and we can make any Captain we want, with as many Captain parts on as well. I'll use this overpowered Captain with 16 Captain parts for example. Save this Captain, and it appears in the Sporepedia under My Creations. Now we're going to load up a normal space stage game from the main menu. But notice here, our overpowered Captain does not appear in the Sporepedia for us to choose. Spore is filtering out all of the Captains, so we have to start space stage from scratch. This is fine for now, choose any creature and load into space stage. Once in space stage, we want to encounter the Captain we just made somewhere else in the galaxy. Our custom Captain can be selected as the species for another empire, and Spore will usually prioritize custom creations over the default Maxis made creations for the other empires as well. And it didn't take long for our overpowered Captain to appear. Once we found our Captain in the wild, we can save this space stage. Open the in-game Sporepedia, and we can see our Captain is listed as another empire in space stage. Viewing the Captain like this in the in-game Sporepedia will make the Captain be treated like a regular creature in the full Sporepedia when we quit back to the main menu. Back in the main menu Sporepedia, we can see our overpowered Captain is replaced with the Empire creature with the friendly relationship. With the Captain as an Empire creature, this creature can be selected when starting a brand new space stage game. However, this part is really important as the game is very likely to crash. Not because of the confusion between creatures and Captains, but for some reason if any in-game creation cards appear at the top of the list in the Everything tab in the full Sporepedia, this can cause Spore to crash. I found sorting in reverse alphabetical order here in the My Creations tab can help prevent the crash. Now load up a new space stage, and choose a creature. Opening this will default to the Everything tab, so this is where the game can crash if it's not pre-sorted correctly. But if it doesn't crash, go back to My Creations and our overpowered Captain from the other space game appears. We can select our overpowered Captain and give them a Captain name, and load into space stage. And our Captain with 16 Captain parts is ready to start their adventures. And this Captain we made for space stage will also appear in the quick play menu to play any individual adventures we want. But first, when we return from space stage and view the full Sporepedia, we see our Empire creature and our newly named Captain. Here, I recommend fully closing Spore and relaunching the game to restore the Empire creature back to normal, since the creature like this is still a crash hazard. Restarting the game, the creature is no longer shown as an Empire, and is safe from crashing. Let's load up Quick Play, and our newly named Captain still appears in the Quick Play Sporepedia without needing the Empire creature anymore. But this trick to make playable overpowered Captains also works in the Quick Play menu as well. To show this process again, but in the Quick Play menu, we're going to delete this Captain to clear the Sporepedia again. Return to the first space stage, and view the in-game Sporepedia so our Captain is an Empire creature again. Quit and load back up Quick Play, and choose an adventure. Before choosing a creature, it's important to know the game can crash here as well. But instead of pre-sorting this time, we can first select Randomize, then choose a creature, and quickly select the My Creations tab before the Empire creature card loads and crashes the game. Select our creature and give them another Captain name, then load into the adventure with 16 Captain parts. After completing this adventure, once again fully quit and reload Spore to restore the Empire creature to prevent the crash. And our new Captain is available in the Quick Play menu again to continue playing adventures. But this trick to get any Captain we want into an adventure is great, because if we wanted to play an adventure that requires a high level fighting Captain, we normally have to level them all the way up. Or if an obstacle course adventure requires a Captain with lots of mobility parts, we'd have to level up a whole new Captain again to get the right parts. Leveling up a Captain legit takes forever, and we'd normally be limited to only 10 Captain parts. And if we wanted one Captain part at the end of the line, we'd have to waste 3 additional levels to get it. But now we can go straight into Space Stage or use Quick Play without needing to spend a bunch of time leveling up our Captain with any Captain parts we want. Huge thanks to Nick on YouTube for showing me this trick. This makes playing adventures a lot more fun, and takes out the leveling grind. Before moving on, this same effect can be done really quickly with Cheat Engine that I also wanted to show as well. With the new Clear Sporepedia, load into Space Stage and choose Create Your Own Creature. This editor allows us to drag and drop creature PNGs into the editor. However, this editor is only expecting regular creatures to be dropped in. And if we try to drop in our Overpowered Captain directly, Spore says this creature cannot be loaded, since this is a captain and it's not allowed in here. However, we can use Cheat Engine to change what editor Spore thinks this is. Changing this value to the Captain editor now allows us to drag and drop any captain we want, including our Overpowered Captain with 16 parts. Also use Cheat Engine to save and give our captain a name and load into Space Stage. And we can start our Space Stage adventures this way, or we can quit and return to the Quick Play menu. And since our Overpowered Captain got a name when loading into Space Stage, our captain also appears in Quick Play for all future adventures without needing Cheat Engine anymore as well. I've covered Cheat Engine in more detail in a few previous videos if you'd like to see the full tutorial on how to get these memory addresses and values. But to me, since there's a legitimate in-game trick to make this custom captain selection work, I'll use the quick and easy Cheat Engine method most of the time to get this trick to work. Now that we have our favorite captain, we can hop into an adventure. These next several movement tricks are really fun to use during adventures. First, we can start flying straight into the sky. And this captain doesn't even have any wings or the jump pack equipped. And we can keep flying out past the atmosphere into space. This is done by first walking forward, jump to get a bit of height, then in midair hold right click, then add left click, release right click, and keep holding down left click. And our creature will keep gaining height for as long as we are holding left click. We can also release holding W for forward, we only need to maintain left click to keep going higher. And we can go up and up. Having higher level jump on our creature can get us the starting height we need from the ground easier. A lower level jump may need a bit of a higher platform to start falling from, before we start gaining the upward momentum. Big thanks to Duco for writing this great guide for this trick that also includes a couple other methods for the levitation glitch, but this right click left click method is by far the easiest. After flying up for about 15 seconds and falling back down, all objects are no longer solid, and we can walk through walls. Flying up high appears to deload the collision of all the objects, and we can no-clip through the rest of the adventure. This trick is pretty funny, and would make maze adventures a lot easier. Thankfully the ground is always solid. After getting a lot of vertical distance, we can get a lot of horizontal speed as well. This is the super launch for Galactic Adventures, and can make our captain travel really quickly. This trick is super useful for the Bahaha 500 speedrun, to complete the entire race course in only 20 seconds. Right at the starting line of the race, we can perform the super launch. First pause, hold W for forward, keep holding W and press space to jump for about a second, then release W and unpause. And that will launch our captain around the planet. The longer we hold space, the more power our launch will get. This trick requires our creature to have at least level 3 jump, but no wings are needed. This trick won't work if we only have level 2 jump or less. The Bahaha 500 captain has level 4 jump, and this launch takes us right to the finish line. This trick also works with the jump jet captain part as well. In Mothership Down, we can use this trick right at the start with the jump jet to skip the entire first fighting section. Big thanks to LevicusX and Average Mailman for discovering this trick. This is one of the most useful glitches in Galactic Adventure speedruns. Duco also found another use for the super launch trick as well. Since we go so fast when we perform the launch, we can actually pass straight through solid objects. The Bahaha 500 starts with the gate right at the start of the race. By using the pause launch trick, we can clip right through. And in some adventures where they expect us to find a colored key to open the gate, nope, we can clip right past those as well. We have to be careful because we can sometimes clip into other structures as well, and we can get stuck inside. But we can use the pause launch trick again to escape. With all this flying around, thankfully there's a really cool trick to immediately get the captain back on the ground. While we are in the air, we can use Ctrl-Alt-Delete on the keyboard to bring up the blue Windows menu with the Task Manager, hit Escape to bring back the game, and our captain will be instantly brought back down. Thanks to Error and Pelicanthor for showing me this trick. This trick can also be really useful if we're stuck floating and need to give our captain a nudge to get back down. However, there seems to be a height limit on how high we can be to get sent back to the ground. If we use the levitation glitch and we go too high, we can be out of range of the instant grounding trick. Another exploit is when attacked by stunning abilities like the Lightning Strike, Summon Swarm, and Freeze Blast. During the time we are stunned during the attack, our WASD movement keys are locked during the stun. But if we just double click the ground, our movement controls become unlocked and we can escape faster. This creature has Lightning Strike, and when they use it, the movement keys are locked and we have to wait for about 3 seconds. But left clicking the ground right when they hit us, we can escape in less than the normal stun time. This is especially useful for the Summon Swarm, where our captain is stuck in an animation of them running around from the bees. We can double click the ground and our captain immediately comes to their senses and we can escape. This trick works incredibly well, but we must be fully standing on the ground for it to work. Next is an oversight in the game that allows us to completely bypass time defend missions. For example, in the Temple of Spode adventure, we need to hold out for 1 minute on the timer while respawning enemies attack us. However, just bringing up the Spore guide, either from the options or H on the keyboard, will pause the game in the background, except the timer will continue to count down anyway. Big thanks to GA Sprite Pelk for finding this trick, making difficult defend objectives a thing of the past. We can just bring up the Spore guide and completely wait out the timer. And after 1 minute, the waiting objective completes and we successfully beat the adventure. Next, this isn't really a glitch, but I wanted to show it anyway because it might not be very well known. This might be a leftover debug tool Maxis forgot to remove when testing, but it allows us to completely restore our health and energy at any time. All we need to do is press Ctrl-Alt-H on the keyboard, and that instantly replenishes our health and energy. This is equivalent to the refill motives cheat in the base game, and Spore does recognize this key combo as a cheat, since achievements are deactivated after using this cheat in the space stage game. However, using the Ctrl-Alt-H combo still allows adding completed times to the online leaderboard. I'm not sure what the refill motives equivalent cheat is in Galactic Adventures, as this particular cheat doesn't work during adventures. But this key combo is a quick and easy way to debug and test adventures, or just have fun with infinite health and energy without needing to bring up the command console. And huge thanks to Xeilot for demonstrating this key combo to me. And finally, back in Space Stage, our home planet can give us our first adventure to complete. However, this mission can be duplicated in the same way as other Space Stage missions, to get even more Missionista badge progress. When we get the mission briefing to start our first adventure, How to Become a Space Captain, we get this message saying they have an exciting new mission for us. Then on the second message, where they say commanding a spacecraft, save with Ctrl and S on the keyboard. Now we can quit without saving, go back to the main menu, and load back up the game. Our home planet is calling us, and we can continue the mission briefing. And when we finish, our home planet will call us again for a second adventure mission briefing. We now have 2 mission objectives to complete the first adventure. This actually creates 2 adventure planets with the same adventure. Unfortunately, doing both won't give us twice as many captain points, but completing both will give us 2 missions completed towards the Missionista badge. And I think it's interesting the Galactic Adventure mission briefings can be duplicated in a similar way to the base game mission briefings. And thanks to Atomic Toucan for finding this trick. And those are some of my favorite tricks, glitches, and exploits for Galactic Adventures. And let me know of any more of your favorite glitches for Galactic Adventures not covered here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm King Xeilot, and I'll see you next time.